Hi everyone, it's Mike here. So don't forget to click that subscribe and bell icon to receive a notification each time I upload a new video. It's raining again. It's Thursday morning, the 18th of June, not to be confused with jaune, which would make it the 18th of yellow, wouldn't it? I think we should do that actually. We should rename all the months of the year as colours. That'd be good, wouldn't it? So you'd have like November being the grey month. So the 15th of the grey month. And December. So Christmas could be the 25th of the white month. But just what colours would you have for the rest of them? So you'd have to have kind of earlier months of the year, like January, as being something kind of insipid. And dove grey. And then going to April as being a kind of watery month, as being water blue or something like that. Make it a lot more interesting, wouldn't it? Anyway, I'm on my way to Mum and Dad's. I didn't go shopping with Mum yesterday because the car was in for its annual service, and it's what we call in the UK, it's MOT, it's Ministry of Transport check, to make sure, to get its certificate to say that it is actually roadworthy, that there's, you know, the tyres and the lights and the brakes and all that kind of stuff are fine. And it passed with flying colours. The only thing they had to do was to re-top up with the air conditioning fluid and replace the pollen filters. That was it. So that's the only thing they had to do, but that was part of the service, not part of the MOT. So, but it passed on all fronts, so that's good. So yes, on my way to Mum and Dad's, do shopping. It's absolutely persistently raining, as you can see or have seen, which means that if there's a queue, Mum's going to have to stand out in the rain. But she knows this because I've told her this morning that it was her choice. So I said, you know, it's raining, it's up to you whether you want to chance it if there's a queue or not. And her simple reply was, well, I do own an umbrella, you know. Can't keep a good woman down, can you? Forgot to mention this morning as well, when I spoke to Mum to find out whether she still wanted to go shopping. She said, before you go, would you do me a big favour and cut my hair for me? Just take about an inch off the bottom, just to tidy it up. I must admit that she has got beautiful thick hair. Feels lovely to touch. Does it feel a bit lighter now?
Yes, thank you very much.
Go on, give it a 12, turn around. Give it a flick, give it a flick. And again. Beautiful. So luckily there was no queue at the supermarket, even though it was raining, so we just grabbed our trolleys and went in, which was perfect. So no need for umbrellas, no need for hoods up, and we were round and out again in about an hour. Pardon the wobble. So So job's a good one, so I'm on my way back home now. I'm starving because it's now 5 to 1 and I had no lunch. So when I went to Mum's this morning, I picked up a box of Happy Mail from Germany, sent to us. There's a story behind it, but it was sent to Mum's because there was an issue with the first time it was sent. I'll tell you the story in a second. But anyway, it's from a lady in Germany called Alien Hero. That's what the name she goes under. And Alien sent this parcel originally last year, but it must have been as we were moving, because I don't know whether it was because of the address was incorrect or whether it's because we'd already moved, but it got returned back to in Germany. So we said, hold on to it until after the lockdown and quarantining kind of is coming to an end, which she's done. So she posted it last week. It's arrived, but it went to Mum's just to be on the safe side. So I picked it up today. And Ian's just opened it because Mr. Bentley was sniffing the box. So he obviously knew there was something in there for him. So I'll just turn the camera around so you can see. Ian's just opened the top of the box. I'm not going to do a full Happy Mail video now, but I'll just show you what's on the top. Can't you wait a minute? Yeah.
Right.
Okay, so the box.
What's this? Oh, big holes up. Oh. So we have some treats.
Yes.
Excuse me a minute. Oh, go on then.
He'll be back.
He will. Plus there's also a Kong for him. He likes these.
The Kongs.
Yes.
Is it Squeaky Kong?
No, it's a stretchy one.
It's probably something to loosen up.
No, it's stretchy. Like
oh,
that.
the stretch
like
one.
stretchy
All right,
one.
okay. He does like those. The Kong ones are the really,
Yeah.
really good quality ones. They last forever. There he is. This is like Christmas for Bentley, is
What's this?
Alien, you really have spoilt him.
Go on then. I'll have it. Go on then. Go on then, Bobo. Go on, have it. And some duck strips for him.
Duck.
Thank you, Alien. Okay.
Hello. Saturday, just after lunch, and we've brought the old folks out, as you can see.
That includes me as well.
That includes you and Mr. Bentley as well. He's in the car.
Yes.
But yes, we've discovered this tiny little nursery, as in plant nursery. So we've brought Mum and Dad out for a little look. Okay. That's what Mum said about masks.
Okay.
It's up to the ladies just said it's up to us whether we wear one or not because we're outdoors.
Yes.
So yes, so we're going to have a little poodle around the nursery and see if there's anything interesting for the garden.
Yeah.
But social distancing is essential.
Distancing.
Distances is
Distances. And there's a coffee shop too. Woohoo! Okay. Okay.
But you can talk, you know.
I'm pointing it at you. You can do the talking. I'm concentrating on not cutting your head off.
So yes, so we've done plant shopping. You know, we're just having cups of coffee. Hi. Mum's in the gift shop. Over there somewhere.
Yep.
And we've just bought a garden shed.
It's lovely.
Yes. So not as expensive as we thought it was going to be.
So for the Americans, it's a bug out shed.
Bug house shed.
Bug out.
Oh, bug out shed. Right, okay. Is that what they call them? Right.
Bug out cabins.
So now having a coffee at Audrey's.
And I'm posh today. I'm having San Pellegrino.
Poosh.
Poosh. And the sun's out.
It's Monday, the 22nd of June, I think. I say I think, because I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, it was Father's Day here in the UK yesterday. Mum and Dad have been with us all weekend. They came for Saturday lunch and ended up staying. They stayed Saturday night, they stayed Sunday night, and I've just taken them home, which was a little bit of a bonus for them and for us, because obviously we like having them. So I've dropped them off at home, and I've just dropped into the local supermarket on the way home just to stock up on items that we were running low of because of Mum and Dad staying a little bit unexpectedly, like, you know, milk and that kind of thing. So I've had a couple of emails over the weekend about orders from my website, people asking whether their orders have been sent. I understand people wanting to know whether their orders have been sent and that kind of stuff, and here comes a little bit of a rant. Okay, if you live thousands and thousands of miles away, or even hundreds and hundreds of miles away, don't expect to get your parcel within a few days. That's just not the way it works. Okay, the world is still suffering from coronavirus, the pandemic, multiple people being off work, either quarantined, in isolation, or ill or dead. Okay, worldwide, you're talking in the millions of people that have died. Right, 100,000 in the US alone. You know, 45,000 people just in the UK or thereabouts. So postal services are still being disrupted. It hasn't gone away because your country's come out of lockdown. If you're buying international, then you have to think about the postal service in that country where you're buying it from, because it still has to get from the person you're buying it from out of the country. So once an item goes into the postal service, so once we hand over items to the postal service, it is completely beyond our control to influence how quickly it gets sorted, it gets loaded onto vans, transported, loaded onto airplanes, flown over, taken out again, clearing customs, redistributed, retransported to regional office, and then walked the streets to your letterbox. You have to think a little bit more globally, and you have to appreciate that there are multiple steps involved in getting an item from the UK to, say, Germany, Australia, or the US, or Canada. Multiple steps. And any one of those steps along the way, there can be a delay. So, and it doesn't matter whether that delay is here in the UK or whether it's in your own home country. And there is nothing that you or I can do to expedite that process. Even if you've paid for tracking, you still can't hurry it along. So please appreciate the global situation and just have patience. Now, my normal operating is that when I get an order, I will process it, pack it, and post it within 5 working days. So if you order it on a Monday, it will go in the next Monday's post at the very latest. Because Saturdays and Sundays are not work days. And I know you watch YouTube, 7 days a week, but those of us that this is now a job do like to have a bit of a weekend. We don't work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We do like to have a break away from it. So, and that's under normal. So normal post, let's just say to the United States, can take up to 4 weeks under normal circumstances. With the coronavirus, that's taking longer. And even longer for places like Australia, you know, the other side of the world. So you've got to appreciate and you've got to understand that just because you're sat at home waiting for it doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to get there quickly. You know, there are all those steps to jump through to get it from one place to the other. So I'm sorry if that sounds like a little bit of a rant, but when somebody's only ordered an item 3 days ago and they live in the States and they're asking where it is, kind of riles me a little bit. It's Tuesday, 2 o'clock in the afternoony, and we've just finished filming Ian's Steampunk Tuesday project for today. Do you want to pass me it over, Ian? I can show them what you've done.
Show the peeps.
In case you've missed it yesterday.
Why didn't you watch it? That's what I want to know.
Yes, so that was his art journal page that he did yesterday. Now just look at that shine. Beautiful. So this is based on the Clockwork Garden.
Clockwork Garden, yeah.
Yep, so, and he did do a digiset. So if you're interested, pop into my website and have a look. It'll be there. So yeah, so I've just done that. I've just finished editing it now. So I'm just, what's the word? Rendering. So it's where the piece of software stitches all the bits of the film together to make one long film. So that's what's just happening at the moment. But we had a little bit of exciting news yesterday. You know, when we said previously that all Ian's steampunk events for the year have been cancelled. Well, we got news that the organisers of the biggest steampunk event in the entire world, the 4-day massive extravaganza at Lincoln, which is normally called the Asylum, had been cancelled. But the organisers have sought permission and agreement and blah 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 through all the relevant official channels, and they are going to be holding a 2-day socially responsibly distanced event for people to go promenade, have fun, meet up with their friends, responsibly and socially distanced, sometime in August, which is an absolute really exciting prospect. So it's going to be a 2-day event. We're thinking it's going to be towards the back end of August.
Saturday, Sunday of the bank holiday weekend.
So that's going to be the 29th and the 30th of August. But it also means that Ian can trade. So, so panic stations have set in.
Not really.
He was saying, oh, I'm going to have to make sure I've got plenty of stock to sell. So yeah, so that's really, really good news. And of course, we found out while Mum and Dad were still here, so they immediately offered to come and babysit. I don't know whether you can see him. No, you can't. So I can twist it down a little bit. There you go. Yeah. It's the weather today is, sorry for that if it made you feel sick. The weather today isn't hot enough to go and sit out, but it's also not cold enough to have the doors closed. So, if you know what I mean. We've got windows open all over the house. The back French doors into the garden are open. So it's not cold enough to have them shut, but it's not hot enough to go and sit out, if you know what I mean. It's just a kind of what we call an in-betweeny day we're having today. So yeah, so that's good news. Things are looking up. Apart from me into the camera.
Oh, all right. How are you doing? So he asked me to do that. Shut up. Just a quick word. We've discovered that our post office in Barnsley is closed for deep cleaning as some of the managers have been diagnosed with coronavirus.
Four managers.
4 managers. So no post in, no post out. So that leaves rather a dilemma, to say the least.
Just a tad.
We have lots of journals going out, we have lots of stencils going out, lots of art products going out, etc. However, they're going out, but they're not going out because they're sat in the post office. We also have problems with getting our own stock back in. Again, I was here. We also have problems getting our own stock back in because they're not delivering at the moment because they can't get in the post office. They can't have extra staff like they do at Christmas because the staff don't want to get infected, obviously.
Well, they're not allowed to hire additional staff to help with the backlog, which is the problem.
Please, can you bear with us? If not, we'll send the dog round. No, I won't. She'll keep him. He's so sweet.
It's just one of those things, isn't it? I mean, we've been waiting for parcels which were sent priority 48 hour, and it's now been 8 days.
8-9 days.
So all parcels in and out of the main distribution and sorting office are just sitting there because they've had to go in and do deep clean, and none of the staff are allowed in. Oh, I was going to say or out, but you know, it's just one of them things.
None of this would have happened if they'd cleaned the skirting boards properly.
That's right.
That's what my mother used to say. Thank you for being patient. Bye.
I'd like to say a huge thank you to all of my angels, because without you, these videos would not be possible. Thank you.